Welcome to Lake TV. I'm Deborah Wolf, and I am joined today by three individuals who make it their business to help your business grow right here at the Lake of the Ozarks. We'll start with Trish Creech from the Camdenton Chamber.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and we're joined by Mike Carnegie from the Lake West Chamber.
Hi, Deborah.
And of course, we have Wendy White from the Lake Area Chamber.
Nice to be here.
Thank you guys for joining us today. I think if I ask you what's new and exciting, probably the first place we want to start is with all of the new businesses that have joined the chambers here in the Lake area. And since we last spoke in the last quarter, it's about 50 new businesses between the three chambers, correct?
That's correct. That is correct, and we're very excited. And that number continues to grow for all of the chambers. And it's nice to see the businesses that are coming in, those businesses that have been doing business in the Lake area. That it's important not only to get those new businesses, but it's also important to support and keep the businesses that you do have.
I think that's a great point because I've noticed too, it's kind of a misconception that's always brand new businesses that join.
Oh.
A
Right.
lot of time you have businesses that have been around for a while and they see the support that the chambers are lending to the other businesses, and they decide to come on board.
Yeah, that's a big thing we see over on the west, especially the west side. And then another thing we are seeing up our recent ones are full-time year-round businesses that are joining. You know, not just seasonal or lakefront and that type. So we're very positive about that. You know, full-time employment is something we all fight down here at the lake. So anytime we get a new business in here that can provide year-round employment, it's a great thing for all of us.
Sure, absolutely.
Right, and we just really saw a combination of existing businesses that are expanding. We've had that. We have had new businesses. We've had businesses that maybe weren't a member for a while and they've come back. So it's just really been a great, but most of them are full-time businesses. Mike is correct.
And I find that very exciting. I also find that there was a great feel when we last spoke at the beginning of the summer season that things really looked up for the lake. And it seems to me as though that hope was very valid, that we've had a pretty good year here at the lake.
We have. And when you look at our geographic location being the center of the state, being the center of the Midwest, the affordability factor here at the lake, and just the scenic beauty, you know, what we have to offer in our natural resources, this is an ideal location to do business. And with the technology that's out there, you can run a business here at the lake and enjoy the best of what the lake has to offer, whether it's off the back of a boat or, you know, your second office or whatever it may be. It's ideal.
Or your home in Kansas City, St. Louis, or wherever.
Right.
Because
That's
we
right.
find more people are staying tuned into the lake even when they go home from their trip. And you guys are great for following that because through your websites,
Right,
you can
that's
track
correct.
that quite well.
That's correct.
Definitely.
And several of our new members have actually got businesses in St. Louis or Kansas City. Two come right to mind, but there is a second location here at the lake.
Yeah.
So.
See a
Used to be
lot of
people
that
have
on
a
the west
second
side.
home, now they have second businesses.
Right,
quite often
exactly.
down here. That's not unusual
Exactly.
anymore.
That's right. And our visitor today, we often refer to as our homeowner or business owner tomorrow, because they'll come down here and you'll ask them, how did you hear about the lake? Well, we used to vacation here. And then that turns around that, you know, they wish to live here at the lake. And so now they decided to either retire here or to open that second business or to even start a business here at Lake of the Ozarks.
Those wheels start turning almost on that
That's
first
right.
vacation.
Right.
How
Oh,
can
yeah.
I make this my home?
That's right. That's right.
I know something that's had to really appeal to the business owners in the lake area is the chambers have always worked together loosely, but you really made a concerted effort to put together programs where you were jointly involved. And I hear that going quite well. This is August, and just last night there was a joint effort for a social, not only including the three chambers, but with the CVB and Tri-County Lodging as well. What kind of response did you guys get?
I think it was very good
was a
last
great
night. I think
response. Yeah.
this is our third. We
Yes.
have one more
Right.
this fall over here at Windy, but I think all the joint socials that we've held have been well attended.
They have been.
It increases that mix of businesses that get together and expands a lot of opportunity for future business to them. And so feedback I'm getting from my membership is they enjoy them. And
Right.
so we're looking
Right.
forward to continuing that in the future.
Right.
And that's what we're hearing as well from the Camdenton area, is that businesses now can reach out with Lake West and they've got a name and a face and a business contact, as well as to the lake area and the east side. And it's just a nice mix, because before they may not have had that opportunity to have that outreach and just expand their
It's kind of an abstract concept, like
Correct.
I know I should do business with these people, but it was because everyone seems so far away from each
Right.
other.
Yeah.
It was really abstract.
Exactly.
How does that happen?
Yeah,
Right.
and we've knocked down those barriers and that thing, and so I think those avenues and are really starting to open up for a lot of businesses.
And that link, I'm sorry,
No,
Wendy.
I was going to say, and I think also they're just enjoying seeing different places,
Yeah.
going to
Right.
different venues that they maybe would not have went to otherwise. So
Right,
not
true,
only
agree.
Right.
meeting other members, but visiting other
That's
places
right,
too.
that's
I'm hearing
right.
a lot of that.
And our link is the lake.
Right.
And even though that, you know, it's easy to get around, but our link is the lake. But sometimes getting across the lake or getting around the lake, you know, it's hard to make that time and
Right.
set aside. So to have these joint functions allows for that special opportunity to reach out to all areas.
Absolutely, and in the last few years, it has become easier and easier to get around the lake.
Yeah.
But if you don't make the trip, if you're not in your car driving around, as we have to all the time,
Right.
it's kind of hard to let that sink in that, you know, what used to be a 30 or 40-minute drive, now it can be
Right.
10 to 15
15
minutes,
Right,
literally.
absolutely.
Right.
15 minutes from my office to here.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
together and all getting closer and closer neighborhood
That's
all
right.
the time.
Right.
And when the chambers first started talking about working together, I know a lot of people say, well, you know, put your money where your mouth is. And you did in the sense of you truly have said, made this pledge, we're going to work together, but it's, you put your actions into it as well. You've had a number of things already. You have some really substantial things coming up in the future, and something that's happening right now that's very impressive with the new website.
That's correct.
LakeHappens.com. It's a collaborative calendar of events from all three chambers and along with our members. So it's just not our sponsored events, but it's members' events that we put on there. I know it's linked off all three of the websites. We're going to start a marketing campaign here real quickly. LakeHappens.com. I think it's a great looking website, very informative, very easy to use, and one of those things that person from Kansas City or St. Louis can jump on there quick, find it, find out what they want to look at, and also it's a nice feature. If they're not for sure exactly where that place is, they hit a link and it maps it directly to that place of business where that activity is going on. So that's one feature I really like on it.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And that's something, of course, you've been discussing with your members all along, but that would really pique someone's interest if they were thinking about coming on board with the chamber, their individual chamber or whatever, to know that not only are they building awareness within that particular chamber, but to everyone who comes to the lake, and it's all in one place. That's phenomenal.
Absolutely. And you know, the small business owner out there, they want, you know, many of them want to do everything, and so, you know, with all three chambers doing, you know, we still have our individual websites, but then doing the joint publication instead of all three of us doing one publication, and it's just, there's just so many advertising dollars that they can spend, and many of them want to be in everything, and so with all of us coming together, it really helps that small business owner and the businesses in our community to say, you know what, I can do one and be covered in everything.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
We made that statement this last year with the joint membership book
Right.
and community profile along with
And
the
the map.
joint map. And now we've got our web presence, you know, the big World Wide Web presence now between all three chambers. So we're making those steps, and I foresee a lot of other good things happening here in the future
Absolutely.
as we get our groups together and strategic plan for 2013.
that's right.
Great example of what you can accomplish when people work together as opposed to trying to work in
Absolutely.
opposition
Right.
of each other.
Absolutely.
Well, you've got so much exciting news as a whole, as a group. I know that you also have exciting things coming on with your individual chambers. And so when we come back, we look forward to hearing about each and every one of them. So stay
good.
tuned to Lake TV because we have more exciting news for Lake area businesses when we return.
You can never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. No matter how safe you feel, adding multiple safety steps can mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to Lake TV. I'm Deborah Wolf, and we're joined today with the directors of our Lake Area Chambers to talking about some exciting news for businesses and residents and visitors here at the Lake area. Thanks so much for chatting with us today, everyone.
Thank you.
And of course, we have Trish Breach with the Camdenton Chamber. We'll refresh everyone's memory again and introduce them to Mike Knegge with Lake West Chamber.
Hi.
And Wendy White with our Lake Area Chamber.
Good to be here.
Just real quick, do you ever get people saying, what does that mean, Lake Area Chamber?
Sure, I do. And a lot of times I just say, well, it's from Y Road and Lynn Creek to Y Road at Eldon, and it's everything in between. So it's a big area.
Because I would think that people, that, well, does that mean the west side as
Right.
well? We have a Lake West Chamber,
Right,
so what does
right.
that mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And before we went to commercial, we were talking about working together, so probably all the more reason to work together
Sure.
because people do
Absolutely.
get a little bit confused.
Sure, they do.
That's
Well, we
right.
were talking about working together, but we were also talking about the incredible work you guys do as individual chambers. So let's start with some of the neat stuff you have coming up. Trish, you have one that I'm jealous of. Always wanted to take part in Leadership Camden County.
Well, we can still get you signed up. We will officially launch Leadership Camden County on September the 6th.
Okay.
And it is a hands-on, interactive leadership development program, as well as an opportunity to see behind the scenes of our healthcare, education, law and order. We focus on leadership dynamics, and it's just an opportunity from, again, launching in September. We'll go through May, and you get to meet 25 to 30 individuals that you spend one day a month with, as well as meeting your speakers, and you develop your resource list of future contacts. And it's just a great program. It's actually in its 18th year, 417 graduates from the program, and we're excited about Class 18 getting ready to launch.
For those of you who are not familiar with it or maybe vaguely familiar with Leadership Camden County, I really encourage you to contact Trish or just get online and check it out, because I know people who have lived at the lake, worked at the lake, the bulk of their lives, and they go
Right.
and they finally get to participate.
Exactly.
Leadership Camden County, it's a bit of a commitment because
Right.
it's one day a month?
One day a
correct?
month,
For
yes.
how many months?
Yes, from September until May.
But they come out of it. I don't know anyone who's ever like skipped a day
Right.
that they were supposed to go, and
Right.
they become committed, man. They come
They
out
do.
of it so refreshed and just amazed at what encompasses being actually a leader.
It's a great
It is a
program.
good
We
program.
encourage from our membership down to take part in it because it's such a good thing.
It's amazing, and there is some cost involved. A lot of
That's
times
correct.
employers take care of the cost for people. I know.
That's correct. It's $350. It's $350 for the class, but that is again from September until May, and you will do things in this class that you're starting off with the leadership kickoff and going out to Windermere and doing the EDGE course, and we actually end in May with the EDGE course, and so many people that are in the program look forward to the next session and getting involved. And then we get our social service organizations involved, and we find out ways the leadership class can help them from the needs, just the CADV or Lamb House or Share the Harvest. So there's so many wonderful organizations, and so partnering up with them and getting the leadership involved in that, and it's amazing how the future leaders come out of this group.
Something that always tickles me is, of course, knowing so many people in the media. I mean, just
Yeah.
hardcore news people that come and take that class, and everyone gets excited over something that we all usually get to do around, 7th and 8th grade, is when you go up to the state capitol. And these are people who cover the capitol all the time, and it's almost
That's
like they
right.
get to see it from a whole different perspective.
That's right. And to go out on the Senate floor and to actually go up in the dome, and then we always end that day at Central Dairy. So we have to end it with ice cream. So, but it is a great program, and encourage Camden County residents, and even in Miller and Morgan County, we if you're interested in being involved, we can get you signed up.
Yeah, a whole new side of life at the lake and life
That's
as a
right.
Missouri citizen.
Absolutely,
as well.
absolutely.
Well, I know that's a really exciting facet, but you do
Yes.
have other things that you
We
do.
do, we
Chamber.
do.
What's
We've-
coming up here soon?
Well, we've got the National Run for the Fallen. It's a run walk, and this is for an event that focuses on the fallen soldiers that have made the ultimate sacrifice in Afghanistan and Iraq. It's going to be Saturday, August 18th at the Camdenton Middle School Theater. And it is a national tribute, and we are two in the state of Missouri, one here at the lake and one at Fort Leonard Wood. And it's just an opportunity to walk 1 mile for a fallen soldier. That's the minimum You can walk or run 10 miles if you wish, but you'll actually be assigned a name, and you'll wear that soldier's name when you walk. And you'll get to see a picture of that soldier, and you know, it's we go about our everyday life, and we do our job. And when you think about their job, it's just something that is just hard to wrap your arms around, just the sacrifice and what they do every single day. And Lake of the Ozarks supports the troops, and we support those families as well that have their loved ones overseas, or even here on whether it's foreign soil or here at home. We support our troops and invite everyone to come out. There's no registration. It's free. If they would like to make a donation, they can do that to the Tunnel for Towers, but it is a free event, and we just invite everyone to come out 8 o'clock at the Camdenton Middle School Theater.
Bright and early.
Yes, bright and early, and we'll wrap up between 9 and 9:30 that morning.
Well, something I love about this event is you pointed something out that I find time and time again about the Lake area, which is it's a national event. There's only 2 places in Missouri you're saying it takes place, so who
Correct.
climbed on board the Lake of the Ozarks?
Mm,
And
right.
you hear that a lot about the Lake
Absolutely,
area.
absolutely, and so many of our lake residents are enlisted. They are currently serving, or they have served, and just to reach out to them and say thank you for your service, and think about those that didn't come home,
Because
So-
they are, and what you hear of them time and time again when they do come home. So just don't forget the ones who couldn't come back.
That's right. And in both campaigns, there's been over 6,400 lives lost, and so we walk in honor of them as well.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. Anything else that we should look forward to?
Well, we're gearing up for the Lake of the Ozarks Air Show, which will be September 22nd.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
And that is great. Again, we are going to salute our military, and at that event, we will have a plane that was actually in service during World War II, and from what I understand, part of the Korean War. That we will have a drawing that will allow up to 20 World War II or Korean veterans to fly in that plane, or to ride in that plane. So it brings back a lot of memories for those veterans. So we will have that going on. We'll have a lot of kids activities. We've got a truck that has a jet engine that is guaranteed to hit 350 on the runway.
I saw
So
videos of that sucker.
It's
something else.
It's gonna go so quickly.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. But it is one day, but it is packed full of activities. That is free. We will have a food court area that you can purchase food items, but parking's free. The event is free. We invite families to come out and just experience the Lake of the Ozarks Air Show with us on September 22nd.
busy next couple
Yes.
of months.
Yes.
And going into the fall, like as with most of the lake area year round anymore.
That's right.
Trish, all of these that we're talking about, and I'm sure that it's true for all the chambers, they can just go to the chamber website. Can they go to CamdentonChamber.com?
They can, CamdentonChamber.com. The air show, it's just Lake of the Ozarks Airshow.com.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Or is it LakeAirShow.com?
Lake of the Ozarks Airshow.com.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because I had it wrong.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
I did. I was checking it out yesterday, though. It looks very exciting.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
And so Mike has been really sweet and said ladies first on all
Gotcha.
these.
Exactly. I know my place.
I know the Lake Area Chamber has a full plate coming up as well.
We do. Right now, actually, we're working on a big event that's going to happen this Saturday, which is August the 11th. And that's our annual Midwest Wine and Brew Festival. And that's going to be at the Country Club Hotel and Spa. We've got 13 wineries and breweries coming on board that are offering about 70 samplings of different wines and brews. And then the neat thing about it is people will have them all on a list for everyone. So as they sample, they really find something they like. They make little notes and mark it. And we have a store there, so they can go ahead and purchase what they like. And we're going to have restaurants also serving food. So it's just going to be a really fun event. Excuse me.
Now,
and
what year is it for that event? I'm sorry. When
It's
is
the
it?
19th annual.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I know
many years.
people. I've covered it before. It's fun because that's one event, man. People don't leave.
Right. No, they don't.
hang around.
They stay, and like I said, we're going to have some live music. We've just added some things. We've got some door prizes, so that it's just going to be a fun afternoon. So it's 2 to 6. August the 11th at the Country Club Hotel and Spa. You can purchase tickets ahead of time if you want to contact the chamber, and they're $15, and at the door $20. So it's a lot for that amount of money.
It
so,
sure is.
Yeah,
It sure is.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. Looking forward to it.
It's one I look forward to every year.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's a fun one. Then the next thing, big event that we're working on is our annual golf tournament, and that's September 21st at Sycamore Creek, and it's going to be a 4-man scramble. Eat lunch at noon and then tee off from there. So if anyone's interested in that, they can contact us, or it'll be on our website as well.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. Then I guess the next joint thing that we have coming up, we will host. That's on September 27th, and that's actually our joint eggs and issues.
Okay.
And so, you know, last time we did it at Mike's, and we had all the primary candidates there and heard from them. This time we're going to cover the general election issues at ours. So we'll host it over on our side and invite everybody over there.
And that's another event I really encourage people to get out and attend, because you do always have timely speakers, and everyone says, well, you can get better informed now than ever, and that's true, but there's nothing like, yeah, you can go online and everything, there's nothing like really being there.
Right.
Face to face, one-on-one,
Right.
ask the question that
And
you want to ask.
And in
Right.
that small kind of, it's always in a very close area, and so you're there not just with the other people in your community, you're there with kind of joining forces to ask these questions. I really like that format.
And there's always time before and after to do that one-on-one. So if there's just a question you didn't want to ask as a group, you always have some time to approach people on a one-on-one. So
Right.
it's kind of nice.
A lot of people might think, well, you know, it's a breakfast, so how popular would it be? But they're packed, aren't they?
They're pretty full,
They
yes.
are.
Yep.
Yeah, so
good-
do you
good
recommend
crowd.
that people usually let you know?
We need
We
our
do.
SVPs to,
We do.
for the food,
for
the
the
food
Right.
side of it,
Right.
to do the RSVP.
Right. Yeah. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I really like those formats, because a lot of times when you get into bigger cities, people want to attend those things, but they don't know how to quite go about it, or they're few and far between, or you have the elite of those areas that get to go to those types of events and ask questions. And something I love about the work that all of the Lake Area Chambers do is they really get the people, even
Right.
with getting national attention, they get them here on the ground to talk to everyday people. And I think that Eggs and Issues is a perfect example of how well that works.
Right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, Mike, I guess it's your turn.
It's my turn now?
Save
Okay.
us a lot to
That's
talk
it.
about as well.
One quick thing that two ladies didn't talk about, we have our monthly networking socials for individual chambers. Ours is always on the second Tuesday of each month. I think Trish is on the first Tuesday.
And we're on the
Wednesday's
third.
on the third Tuesday. So everybody that's watching, kind of plan those out. You can go someplace on Tuesday night around the lake and have a networking social. Our upcoming things, Deborah, let's see, we got first coming up, we got the West Side Follies, which is a car show. We'll be held over in the Maury City Park. That's the weekend right after Labor Day. Followed up the third weekend with Hillbilly Fair, which is a large festival over there on the west side, and we bring people in from all over, and it's always a great time.
It is.
So we encourage that. Let's see, I got a bass tournament coming up in October, and our ever popular haunted hayride that we hold over in Lori also. So for the next quarter, those kind of the main things that we're focusing on, and each of them are a great event. And, you know, lakewestchamber.com for more information on any of those.
One thing I love about my job is talking about all these events. It gets me excited for them all over again. I think we go through so many events year after year, and it's when you start going through the calendar and looking, you're like, oh yeah, I love that one. I love this one, you know. And so it's great for us to have something to look forward to. It's great to give our viewers something to look forward to, and we have a lot to look forward to coming up at the end of the month of August.
We sure do. We got a perennial event to
That's
talk
right,
about here real
that's
soon.
right. And so when we return, we'll talk about an iconic event that will be coming to the lake toward the end of August, and we're going to throw that ball over to Mike Carnegie, so stay tuned.
Yo, what up? It's your man Nelly, and hunger in this country is on the rise. You heard me singing about dreams in my songs, but do you know that 1 out of every 7 families in this country struggle to put food on the table every day? Yo, that's nearly 50 million people facing hunger each year. So rally with me and let's do something about it. Let's work together and let's collect 1 million pounds of food this holiday season. Join DoSomething.org's Tackle Hunger campaign, a national food drive led by teams just like you. Start today and collect as much food as you can. You can set up bins at your school, at your church, and even your local supermarket. Register your food drive at DoSomething.org, and they can connect you to your local food bank to help hungry families, plus you'll be entered to win great prizes. So grab your friends and organize a Tackle Hunger drive today. Do something about hunger and help families this holiday season. For more information and to start your food drive, visit DoSomething.org/tacklehunger. Do something.
Welcome back to Lake TV. I'm Deborah Wolf, and we're having a great time talking to the members of the Lake Area Chambers about all the exciting things that have taken place over the last quarter and the very exciting things that are coming up for the next quarter. And Mike Carnegie with Lake West, we left off with you preparing to talk about one of the lake's most iconic events. Probably.
Definitely, it is. It's coming up as the Lake of the Ozarks Shootout. It's kind of our fourth major weekend. It's kind of how we look at it now, but we've also stretched it to a week-long event. We're starting on the weekend before the 25th and 6th, 17th and 18th with the mini shootout. The little RC boats, and if you haven't seen that, they're crazy. They go really fast too. But this event is a lake-wide event, and I think that's the thing I want to stress more is that even though it's hosted over on the west side at Captain Ron's, this is a complete lake area wide event. We have volunteers from all around the lake area. We have groups that participate. We hold the street party this year. It's going to be down on the strip, and Magnolia Dam Strip. There are just so many things going on that it's just wonderful. And it brings in, they estimated last year between land and water, we brought in 100,000 people. And for the 2-day races on the 25th and 6th. And we got some special tributes this year, Deborah. We kind of talked about that between breaks. We did lose some legends in boat racing.
The
with
world
Bob and
that's certainly at home.
Yes, Bob and JT. We're going to have some tributes to them during the shootout. We're going to have a flyover both Saturday and Sunday around the noon time frame. A moment of silence, and a number of other things that's going to try to solidify that tribute and how much they did for not just the shootout but boat racing in general. Absolutely. And how close they were to all of our hearts here at the Lake of the Ozarks. Lake of the Ozarks Shootout.org. Or you can go to our website, or you can go to our website, lakewestchamber.com. I'll get another plug in for that. And we have a hot link right there to it because it has all the lists, the schedule of events, and there's something every day starting off from the 17th clear through the 26th. This event could not be put on without the volunteers.
Absolutely.
Last year we had 492 volunteers that donated over 5,700 hours to make this event work. And that's another thing about the Lake of the Ozarks. When you put that type of need out there, the Lake of the Ozarks steps up to the plate.
Right.
And we couldn't hold it. I mean, especially trying to expand it out to a week-long event. You just can't hire enough people.
Right.
And especially this is a fundraiser. It's a charity. Mainly a majority of money goes to our local fire departments to help them with those things that they can't quite fit into their budget.
Right.
But then there's many other charities that are that benefit from it. And the Shootout Board picks a number of them each year, and based upon the number of hours that they have volunteers working, they get a calculated amount of money. And I think last year we gave out over 20 checks to various charities, and they're probably not the exact right number, and Ryan might chastise me, but I know it was over 20.
Doesn't matter because it's going to be more this year, right?
Yeah, it should be more. And I said all the money that is raised is for the charities and the fire departments, and that's something that I think a lot of people don't quite understand that. That when they ask for a donation or to be a sponsor and all that, it's all the money is it's a 501c3, so all the money is given right back out to help our local communities and our local charities. So it's a great fundraising event, a great time.
Right.
It is, like I said, our fourth weekend here at the lake, because I know the west side, we're busy. We got a lot of traffic, both on land and on water, and talking to Trish and Wendy, I know they see an increase in both boat traffic and road traffic. We have people coming in all over. Last year we had a racer from out of the country.
Yeah.
And we're expecting that back again. And there's new radar guns out. We just purchased those, and
I want to backtrack just a little bit and talk about that since you brought that up. Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's fine.
I am always surprised once you're down here and you know what the shootout is. We kind of take it for granted that some people don't really get what it is. They often think of the offshore racing, which is a track, so to speak, on the water. And so this is guts and glory, baby. You're racing against the clock for each other,
You're racing
right?
the clock and speed. That's why you're racing against that speed, that mile-long track. And you know, we topped out at 2:08. It's been our record time, and last year we had one of our racers is getting right at it, tied it,
Yeah.
ready to go after it. That thought he could go over it. So as a shootout board, we decided we better maybe ramp up our radar guns so that if he does shoot past it, we have no disputes and we can track him. So Kent Morris, which is our course manager over there, he guarantees us that these guns will track to 350 miles an hour. So I think we're set for a couple of years, we hope. But it's a very safe event. It's well maintained. We have patrols out on the water to keep all the boats that are moored out there watching the race, keep them away from the race course and the safety there. The highway patrol, water division or highway patrol is on site. We've got the Coast Guard Auxiliary plus the Coast Guard themselves, and then scores of private boats that come out and patrol. So it's very safe out on the course. The land is just, if you've never been to Captain Ron's during the shootout, it is amazing. It looks like pictures of downtown New York with everybody just,
Absolutely.
everybody.
And not a
Amazing.
bad seat in the house.
Not
in
a
a
bad-
very large
That's
house
right.
on water, on
Yeah.
land. You've got the huge billboard size, like scoreboards there that everyone
Yeah,
can
we
watch.
got TVs, we've got
right.
the Jumbotron coming back in. We've increased the audio out there, so announcements on the radio. And we also have, and I don't know all the details, but you can look at it on our websites, a smartphone app that you can download for free, and it'll give you the racing updates
Exciting.
in real time. So
Exciting.
you'll be able to know everything about it. But it's a wonderful event, great for the whole entire lake, and we're just very happy to host it over on the west side of Captain Ron's. And again, couldn't do it without the volunteers. Thank you for helping us
Make
out.
that call and
That's
volunteer.
it. And we'll still taking volunteers. We'll take them clear up until the 26th. You never turn down a volunteer in the chamber field. So.
Well, that's a great note to wrap things up on, and a great reason to look forward to yet another exciting several months to come here at the Lake of the Ozarks. Before we say goodbye, I'll let you go one by one with your chamber email, or not email addresses, but your web addresses, so everyone knows how to find you.
Sure. Trish Creech with the Camdenton Area Chamber at CamdentonChamber.com.
Okay.
Mike Carnegie, Lake West Chamber, lakewestchamber.com.
And Wendy White with Lake Area Chamber, lakeareachamber.com.
Well, thank all of you for joining us, and thank you for joining us. Remember, stay tuned to Lake TV for all the news you need to have the best life possible right here at the Lake of the Ozarks.